Hi, welcome to my channel. This video is a cover of a lesser-known song in the Avatar universe called Traveling Girl by Chong and the Nomads. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure if that's actually what it's called. That's just what I have named it. It's that one little line that you get in The Cave of Two Lovers where he sings, "Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you broken hearted." I don't know, maybe it's called Don't Fall in Love with a Traveling Girl. Or maybe it's just called Don't Fall in Love. At the end of this song, I'll talk about my inspiration behind the lyrics and break down my thought process. But if you're just here to listen to the song, I totally get it, and I hope you enjoy. Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you broken hearted. Don't fall in love with a wandering girl. You know you'll always be apart. 'Cause she's a beast you won't tame, a wild soul with no name, and her spirit always takes her far away. Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you wishing she would stay. Don't fall in love with the way that she smiles. She'll leave you feeling down and frowning. Don't fall in love, you'll be searching for miles. Her presence never to be found. 'Cause if the wind's in her hair, adventure's calling her there, and she'll be long gone before the break of dawn. Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you though she led you on. Don't fall in love with her humor and fame. She'll leave you with the crowd and crying. Don't fall in love, she'll be nothing but pain. Her whims can never be denied. 'Cause if she needs to move on, you'll only know when she's gone. Don't expect her to disclose the night before. Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you always wanting more. Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you broken hearted. Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you broken hearted. Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you broken hearted. Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you broken hearted. Well, hey there, welcome back. So the first line is, "Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you broke and broken-hearted." I think we're all familiar with that line. The next one is, "Don't fall in love with a wandering girl. You know you'll always be apart." I like the idea of just switching up the adjective from traveling to wandering. Just trying to match that original melody in that first portion. And then whenever the melody does a little bit of a change, it starts with, "'Cause she's a beast you won't tame, a wild soul with no name." I really felt like this was important. If you fall in love with someone who's always on the go, who is traveling around and isn't really ready for commitment, you can't contain them. You can't put them in a box. There's such a free spirit. They wouldn't be happy that way, and you wouldn't be happy either. So I wanted to really capture that moment and say, she's a beast you won't tame, a wild soul with no name, and her spirit always takes her far away. She's always on the go. She's always leaving. And then we just end that verse with, "Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you wishing she would stay." So you're always going to be yearning after her. She's always going to be gone, and you're just not going to be happy. Not going to be good. If you can't already tell by now, who I was thinking of as I was writing this. It was Tylee. I just kept thinking of how she was in a traveling circus to entertain people. She's supposed to be charming. She is a free spirit, and she's not going to stay in one spot for too long. Also, I thought it was appropriate because obviously in the beach episode, Tylee was pretty smooth with all the guys. So I'm sure that she easily left broken hearts in all of the other towns that she happened to pass through. On the second verse, it says, "Don't fall in love with the way that she smiles. She'll leave you feeling down and frowning." So I wanted to keep the "don't fall in love" portion of that line throughout the rest of these verses, just to kind of match that original line that we were given in the show. Down, frown, it rhymes. Sometimes I'm a wordsmith and other times I'm not. Don't fall in love, you'll be searching for miles, her presence never to be found. She's going to be so far gone. I feel like I'm just saying the exact same thing over and over. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's what every verse is about, is just her leaving, you being sad. And yeah, 'cause if the wind's in her hair, adventure's calling her there, and she'll be long gone before the break of dawn. Whenever I wrote this part, I was kind of picturing maybe you and her do hit it off, and she does actually kind of like you. Maybe she's into you, but then it's time for her to leave. And even though she does feel a little split, she knows that no matter what, she has to keep going. Adventure is calling her. In the wise words of Ellie from Disney's Up,
adventure is out there.
Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you though she led you on. What happened at the end of the beach episode, right? She totally led on all of those guys, and then she left them. Don't fall in love with her humor and fame. She'll leave you with the crowd and crying. I wanted to allude more to the fact that she is from a circus, or at least with some form of entertainment that travels around. So she will be humorous, and she'll be popular, and the crowd will love her. At the end of the day, even if she does like you, you're still just someone in the crowd compared to performing or traveling around. Don't fall in love, she'll be nothing but pain. Her whims can never be denied. With this line, I was wanting to address that she's very spontaneous and her whims can never be denied. She is always going to do what she wants to do. 'Cause if she needs to move on, you'll only know when she's gone. Don't expect her to disclose the night before. So in my head, I was picturing this traveling girl finding someone that she really fancies and hanging out with them for a few days before she ends up leaving. And this person being completely blindsided by the fact that they were having such a great time and they were starting to really make a connection with her. It's heartbreaking. You know, you're heartbroken because she just left. Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you always wanting more. You will never be satisfied with her, and she won't be satisfied with you. Don't fall in love with a traveling girl. She'll leave you broken hearted. So this line just gets repeated and then eventually fades out. I chose to do that because this already was a very cheery song, almost like a folk song maybe. But it reminded me of the songs that we would sing as kids in elementary school and music class. I just liked how the melody was so lighthearted and fun and bouncy. So I wanted to end it on a laid back, la da 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 da, you know, kind of feeling. I don't know if that really makes sense, but that was my train of thought. So sorry this wasn't very deep and meaningful. It wasn't a very deep and meaningful song. It was very surface level, and it was more fun to just kind of play around with the lyrics, telling a story about this girl who, I mean, she's not a bad person, but like you kind of have to just accept her for who she is. I don't know. Anyways, I hope that was insightful and not too terribly boring. I never know how to end these. Bye!